Welcome to All Caps.
Yeah. All right.
The New York Knicks.
Fresh out the garden, baby!
New York is fucking back!
Let's go Knicks! Let's go Knicks! Let's go!
I'd just like to say that Mark Tatum, Deputy Commissioner of the NBA, Mark Tatum, one of the most accomplished Asian Americans in sports, an incredible accomplishment for him, is obviously and should be an inspiration to other Asian American kids who are thinking about, can I make it in sports? Can I be one of the really power brokers in sports? Is that a lane that's open for me? You look at Mark Tatum and you say, it can happen, because look at Mark Tatum. All that being said, Mark Tatum can jump off a fucking building, because fuck him. I've been saying it for years, but Mark Tatum, it's unprofessional the way he goes about his fucking business with regards to the New York Knicks. He absolutely loves pulling the Knicks card out of the envelope to show that the Knicks have not moved up into a position to draft one of the best players in the draft. It's been decades since the Knicks have improved their draft position by the odds. The fucking ping pong balls always land exactly where they're supposed to or worse. And Mark Tatum fucking loves it. He fucking loves it.
The 14th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft presented by State Farm will go to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Now stop there. First of all, Anderson Varejao looking like a member of KISS without the makeup. Like, what the fuck? It's very subtle what he did there. The Cleveland Cavaliers. A little bit of empathy in his voice, like, sorry guys, it didn't happen this year. Yes, you guys bagged numerous number one picks back to back, like a crazy amount, have overshot your coverage numerous times in recent years, and it didn't happen this year. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of honey on the wound in Mark Tatum's voice. Continue.
The 13th pick belongs to the Charlotte Hornets.
Now, stop there. Michael Jordan, of course, the owner of the Hornets, no one wants to get on his bad side. So very down the line, very serious. The Charlotte Hornets, absolutely neutral. He smiles, but it's a business-like smile that never reaches the eyes. PJ Washington, by the way, looking like he came here directly from Michael Jordan's in-house casino after playing fucking poker for 48 hours. Look at my guy.
The 11th pick goes to the New York Knicks.
Now stop it there. Look at the way, first of all, the smile goes all the way up to the eyes, and then he smiles. He's like, what do they call it? Smizing, where it reaches the eyes and the eyes crinkle up. He was so jacked up to pull the fucking card out that he didn't even get it out clean. The envelope stuck to the fucking card. That's how excited he was to do it. And he does this year after fucking year after year, and it's insane. And then they zoom in on Tibbs. They go from Wesley to Tibbs. Where's everybody else's fucking coach in the room? They love this shit. And another thing, what the fuck does Mark Tatum do all day? Get Adam Silver's fucking laundry? What does he do? I have no idea. It's ridiculous this is allowed to fucking happen. Go to the Zion Williamson draft, 2019. That shit was so over the line what Mark Tatum did.
We are down to the final four. Let's bring in Commissioner Mark Tatum to seal this man's fate up here.
Motherfucker.
Thanks again, Rachel. The 4th pick in the 2019 NBA Draft goes to the Los Angeles Lakers. The 3rd pick goes to the New York Knicks.
Let's pause on his face. Go to his face. Look at how happy he is. It's actually insane how delighted he is by this. Enough with this fucking guy. I'm so sick of it. That's 2 examples. This is year after year after year after fucking year with Mark Tatum throwing it in our fucking face. I'm sick of you, Mark. Joining us now to talk about the Knicks' inability to get any kind of caress, a kiss, an embrace from Lady Luck for numerous years now. New York Knicks writer and New York sports writer in general, Tommy Beer. Tommy, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Draft morning, Adam Schefter hopped off the dicks of numerous NFL agents that he rides on all fucking calendar year to cover the NBA draft for 35 seconds and tweeted, hey, the New York Knicks, they're hoping to move up as they never have. And then, of course, the Knicks didn't move up. Your reaction to that and your reaction to the Knicks not moving up?
A lot of folks out there, like when they do the Knicks for Clicks things or get a tweet off, or I think they think they're roasting Knicks fans and Knicks fans are crying and all upset. Like the vast majority of Knicks fans embrace it and accept it and understand that that's part and parcel and it comes with the territory. If you can't laugh, you can't have survived 2 decades of incompetence. 37 straight years since the Knicks won the Patrick Ewing lottery. The Suns, who finished the league with the best record and went to the finals last year, have had the number 1 pick in the last 5 years and 3 top 5 picks. The Knicks have had 2 top 5 picks in the last 35 years. And the 1 year that they got a top 3 pick, Ja went number 2. So
here's the silver lining here. There's no shortage of examples in recent drafts of players selected outside of the lottery who are producing and are making an impact at the most important time of the season. And the hope is that the Knicks can, hope against hope, is find that player. Is there anybody out there in the 11 range that you think could happen for the Knicks?
To your point, you don't necessarily need the top pick or even a top 3 pick or a top 6 pick. You just need to hit on that pick. The guy I personally like a lot is Benedict Mathurin.
He plays Doctor Strange?
Yeah, exactly.
In the MCU, I thought. I didn't know he was playing basketball.
A lot of it obviously is going to depend on what they do with Mitch Robinson. If they don't feel that they're going to resign Mitch Robinson, then Jalen Duren, the big guy out of Memphis, is somebody that quite a few mock drafts have pegged.
Tommy, where can people find your stuff?
At Tommy Beer on Twitter. I got a Substack, all that good stuff, but find me on Twitter. I'm out there.
Tommy, thank you. Really appreciate you coming on. Please come on again.
My pleasure. Feel good, buddy.
It's Warriors-Mavs in the Western Conference Finals, but we can't talk about that without first talking to our in-house Suns fan, Aaron Edwards, upon the violent and brutal revelation that his team has absolutely no fucking heart on the biggest, almost the biggest stage that you could display such a truth. The Emperor's dick was all the way out, folks. Luka laughed the entire game. Everything he did, he'd hit a shot and then just laugh. And no one could do anything. And with that, Aaron, how are you feeling about it and what went wrong?
Things are going great over here, guys. Like, as you can see, like, we're crushing it. I mean, everything's going well. I think like most of the time when something like this happens, you just kind of gotta eat that shit and hang out with your bestest of friends and just figure it out.
Yeah.
I think Hemingway once said that
where's my shotgun? What the fuck happened? Like, we're kind of used to Chris Paul, like, having an expiration date, like, on him that says, like, use up by springtime because it's gonna go bad and it's gonna go bad real quick. But with Booker, what went on there?
I think he got too close to the Chris Paul orbit. You just can't get that close to it. The aura, the chi of Chris Paul, it touches you in May and something bad just happens. Like Chris Paul turned 37 and literally turned 37.
There's a clock.
It happened so fast.
There's like a clock somewhere inside of his body. I think you're right. It's like when there's mold in a house, everything that was near that mold just smells like the mold. You know, it doesn't matter if it had the mold on it. Here's a mark of how badly the Suns got beat up. They fucking had to issue like a notes app apology the day after. I've never seen that. I've never seen a team win 64 games, get to a game 7, and then be like, hey, we know we fucked up real bad. Like, we're sorry. Let's move on to Mavs Warriors. First thing that happened is game day. A picture appeared of Luka lunching with Boban somewhere apparently in the Bay Area, and Luka drinking a tall glass of it looked like an amber ale maybe, or like a pale ale. No foam on that. So what are we thinking that is, Mike? You're the bartender.
It looks like it's probably a beer of some sort.
Okay. Luka then issued a statement saying that was an old picture that was not from game day. First of all, I respect the non-American, and particularly the European perspective that, hey, when I'm not working, that's my time. You know what I mean? Like, this work all the time, nose to the grindstone American attitude is unhealthy. When I'm off, I'm fucking off. I respect that. He's 23, and that's the time in your life when you can just fucking drink beer and then go drop 50 on people. Now, not much to say about the game other than the Warriors very smartly were like, you're not shooting threes. They ran off every math off the three-point line. They were just sending bodies at the corner, everywhere. They were not letting that three get off. They were like, if you want to drive in and take a 12-footer, great, congratulations. You're not taking threes. And it fucked up the Mavs' rhythm, and the Warriors romped. I want to draw your attention to Inside the NBA after the game.
This is the first. I've never seen it like this, brother. I've never seen it like this.
Yeah, I agree. I've never seen anything like this. Mike, let me ask you this. If your Celtics got mollywopped by the Heat, who did it with their defense, Jimmy Butler showing that he's one of the best players in the NBA, two-way player. If after the game, Jimmy Butler came out and was a co-host of the coverage afterwards, your response would be what?
Murder?
Yeah. Listen, I get it. Draymond is pressed because Pat Beverly is coming for his spot. All of a sudden, Pat Beverly has been doing the rounds on ESPN on like seemingly every morning show, just out here laying the groundwork for his post-playing career, using the lumber from all the bridges that he is burning within the NBA community. I love to see it. I think it's fantastic. But this is like, it's a little weird, right? To have the guy in the game come out and then analyze the game. If I was Mark Cuban or remember the Mavs, I'd be like, well, we're not getting a fair shake on TNT because they fucking have Draymond come out and cover the fucking game. Like, can we get Boban out there? Can we get fucking Maxi Kleber out there to fucking say some shit? Now, it was great content. I think it was great. But if I was the Mavs, even if I didn't care about it, I'd pretend to care about it just to fire up my guys, just to get a little bit of nobody believes in us. Because this is like ultimate nobody believes in us, right? This should be gas for those guys because it's a little fucking weird. If I was the Mavs, I'd be fucking pissed, or at least pretend to be. You know who's pissed in the orbit of the Mavs? Lil Wayne, who says that he would like to play water sports with Mavs owner Mark Cuban. We all remember that Lil Wayne basically called Luka Doncic like a flopper and soft and not so many words. And then Mark Cuban fired back, quoting him, saying, "It's a shit show, put you front row," quoting Lil Wayne back at himself, quote tweeting over a Lil Wayne tweet saying, "Luka a hoe." And then Weezy fired back with, "Mark Cuban, don't make me get you smacked, boy. You playing with me, I will piss in your fucking mouth, ho." This reminds me of a moment from the Lil Wayne deposition. Remember the Lil Wayne deposition tapes? The opposing attorney who is deposing Lil Wayne is trying to get Lil Wayne to admit that he presents himself like as essentially like a gangster. And Lil Wayne very smartly is like, "Why don't you ask a reporter or an editor or a media journalist what my image is? Like, I am myself." And then the attorney kept going with this line of questioning, and Lil Wayne's like, basically, I answered it. And then Lil Wayne is like,
"Do you like
he can't save you, right? In the real world. That guy right there. He can't save you in the real world. Just so you know."
What does that mean?
I don't have to elaborate.
That is exactly the energy that Lil Wayne brought to Mark Cuban right here. Like, Mark, you better stay in your mansion. You better stay inside your gated community, because if not, you're going to be taking a 32-ounce salty drink with you, my guy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Lil Wayne isn't exactly a model of health, so his root beer got like his pee got to be the color of root beer. Like,
oh, it's a dark amber with like a purplish hue for sure. And probably, like, in terms of, like, what's in it, like, illegal in most states. Let's go to Heat-Celtics, where, again, Jimmy Butler has been magnificent. But part of the issue here is, as a person who is currently suffering with the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, part of the news here is that, according to ESPN's Brian Windy Windhorst, the Celtics have had multiple positives in their traveling party in this week, so there's been some concern about this. And then, of course, Al Horford did not play in Game 1. A really important piece, of course, for the Celtics was not there after testing positive for the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. Mike, your reaction?
I mean, have they said anybody else tested positive besides Al yet?
Jaylen Brown within the next 48 hours.
Don't stress me out.
Are you a fan of all caps? If you are, you should know this by now. But just in case you haven't been paying attention to this, I want to tell you about Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game. It's the easiest and most fun way to spice up your NBA season that doesn't include candle wax dripping on your bare skin. Just pick over under on your favorite or least favorite player stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. What other kind of deal allows you to 20x your cash in a single night that won't land you in prison? Underdog keeps it incredibly simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile app. Pick between 2 and 5 players. You can take home some cold hard cash. Use code all caps and get your first deposit doubled by Underdog. Sign up and play today. Woof woof. So Pat Bev has been on his Vengeance Tour, the walking version of the I just attended one of my biggest haters' funerals meme. He has been absolutely delighting and talking shit about Chris Paul. And this has caused a flaring up of NBA gatekeeping, but public-facing gatekeeping. One of my favorite things about the conversation that Pat Bev kicked off is who can talk about NBA players. Matt Barnes came out and was like, hey, you're not good enough to disrespect Chris Paul in this way. Now, here's the great thing. First of all, for 99.999999999% of the world, this is a great conversation because none of us have played in the NBA. So we want to hear everything. I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from fucking end of the bench, 12th man scrub who got a 10-day one time. I want to know, hey, how did Karl Anthony Towns' breath smell? Like, I want to know everything because we don't know. We don't know what the conversations are in that regard. But we're getting a glimpse of the kind of gatekeeping that NBA guys and athletes in general have about who can say what about whom, and it is just kind of really refreshing that Pat Beverly is like, no, that's a social construct that I have no fucking respect for. I'm out here thinking about my post-game playing career, about my podcast that I'm getting ready to launch, about ginning up a bidding war on Turner or Fox Sports 1 or ESPN or whatever about who wants me, and I don't give a shit about all that. And honestly, I fucking respect it. I dig it. Are guys mad about it? Should they be mad about it? Probably, but I respect it.
I think mostly, if anything, most entertainment industries should invite people's mortal enemies on TV after.
It's great content.
If you're just gonna do it, like, invite anybody's, like, what did we expect from Pat Bev? Like, his enemy is Chris Paul. He pushed him literally a year ago. We should do it for everybody.
It's great content. That said, it's interesting to me that nobody attacked Pat Bev on what clearly was his most, like, inane, biased, absolutely irrational way position that James Harden at 32 and washed should get the max.
That's what we doing now?
That's what analytics is. That's what analytics is.
Oh, my God.
He got the most analytics-driven GM.
Or you can look at Steph Curry, or you can look at Ja Morant. I got a few. You can look at Luka. You can look at, I got a whole bunch of point guards that were better than James Harden this year. What are you talking about?
22, 10, and 8.
I mean, 22, 10, and 8, those are all numbers. The other number is 32 and, like, $240 million for a 30. Like, it's just Pat Bev is doing the Doc Rivers thing where everybody that I played with is great and everybody that I played against, fuck them.